Hello everyone, this is D Infinity X, and in between, or I shouldn't say in between, but after my last episode, when I was working on this project, this just it wasn't doing it for me. I sat there and I was thinking about it and thinking about it, and the more I thought about it, the more I don't like this. This wasn't working the way I wanted to. So I kind of improved it, and I went to this, which is a auto dispenser. So if we throw this in here, it will auto dispense. No, it won't. I don't know why it won't. All right, I don't know what's going on there. Um, but it was still not exactly, well, it is kind of what I wanted, but I made it even better. So if we go in here and we throw this into here, some things will happen, nothing really yet. And then once it's filled, it pops back up here with everything you need. Now, the last idea I filled these up with various different things and they all funneled in and that was all nice and good. But that meant that each shulker box had to be roughly arranged the same way. I've decided against that. So what I'm going to do now, oh, there's a cat. What I'm going to do now, instead of doing the shulker box has to look like this sort of thing, I am going to do these 10 items. These 10 items are going to be in that lead show or the ideal shulker box, and you choose how you want to set up your shulker box. So if I wanted, we'll use the bottom here as my makeshift shulker box. So if I wanted 2 sets of leads and ladders, and I wanted 3 spectral arrows, a whole top row of rockets, we'll do that. I want a couple moss blocks. I want torches, and I want one thing of scaffolding. I would take this, put it into the system right here, and it will pop out a shulker box full of these items. Now it's not going to be as fast as this, and that's unfortunate, but that's because this had multiple. I was going to say, I know I heard him. This had multiple. For instance, rockets were always getting full 4 times speed. Over here, everything is going to be limited to 1 time speed, and there's a possibility that some hoppers just won't be working while it's filling up. Now, to explain this in short detail, because I'm going to be doing a much better redstone build once I've finalized this and got it working. This is only the first steps. So shulker box goes in there. It's going to come down here to this dispenser where it's powered. It is going to, once it detects there's a shulker box in there, it's going to pop it out. And I've got a comparator here that is, I was routing this because I want to kind of have a progress bar up top, but I've got to get better at redstone and figure out how I'm going to do that. But as this loads, as soon as it's loaded, it's immediately broken, sucked into this system, or into one of these hoppers again. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps going into this hopper. It shouldn't be able to. I'll figure that out while I'm doing this, because I think there's going to be a chest there anyway. But there we go. So it goes up the dropper vader here, and gets dispensed. If I can make my way, I've made this very hard for me. Makes its way all the way up here to where it's filled up. So I am going to get this plumbed in with some chests and some hoppers, and we'll start getting it filled up and give it a go for the test round here. Okay, to kind of explain how this system's going to work. So I'm going to have all these hopper lines. I keep falling into this hole. I'm going to have all these hopper lines. Let's see, we're going to bring this one over. Are going to be feeding into to feed the dropper here, or the to feed into the shulker box. Now these all have to remain fully stocked with these items in it, because if one of these runs out, and as you can see, if it's a plate replaced by the thing above it, it's going to completely break the system and make one of these items completely irretrievable. So over here, I've dedicated this top one to double fill rockets, because I think that out of everything is going to be the thing that is used the most. So I want it to have 2 sets of rockets going in at all times. That'll hopefully speed up the system and all of that. So this line right here going down is all rockets. Now this line over here also has rockets, but it also has everything else. So now this is the rocket part of the system all completely filled in. Now what I'm going to do is, if I take this as the first, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I planned this out perfectly. So that is going to be me stuck in this hole because I've done something like this again. And if I go up here and do one of those, I now have 5 chests over there. And if I can reach just that pixel there, so I'll go down the line and make sure each one of these has every single item that it needs. So like right now, they're all empty, but I'm going to fill them up and make sure all of these item channels work. All right, so I have done this section of the sorter here. So we have all 5 going into these 2, just like before, but this one is filled with carrots. So it'll feed the carrots, so this carrot line will never run out. Neither should any of those. There's a diamond just flying in. This one has arrows, so I've double filled this with arrows. We've got the arrows, and then we've got leads, spectral arrows, and torches. Now, in theory, this shouldn't move fast enough for any of this to break, because if it's feeding torches into the shulker, these torches should be going down and not the leads. The leads should stay fine. So, in theory, this will never break. Now, what I want to do further down the line is build in an auto sorter to this, or at least expand it so that I can fill these up a little bit more reliable, or have a bigger surplus so I don't have to worry about checking on this all the time to make sure I haven't run out. Because if one of these runs out, it has the potential to break the whole system, and I'd have to go in, not break, but I would have to go in and fix all of this. And that's something I want to try and avoid. So I'm going to do the same for this line over here, and I'll be right back. All right. Oh, that was inconspicuous timing there. I've got all of the hoppers filled. I don't have full scaffolding or ender pearls, but that's because I have to go and get some more. I think I'm going to actually have to build an ender farm for the pearls, because the piglin bartering just isn't quite doing it. And these are for the resource box to pick out what you need. So now that my daughter's here, we are going to get her to try this out. Hold on. All right. So I'm going to give her this shulker box. So please take this. She can hear me. Now what I want you to do is come over here, and in this shulker box, you're going to place the one you got down. And I want you to fill it up with one item of whatever you need. So rockets, carrots, whatever. Just put one item in each slot of that shulker box. And now that you're working on it, I'll kind of watch and see how this plays out here. But she is going to decide what items she wants and how many she wants of that item. And she can set it up any way she wants so that this box is completely hers, and that she can come over here, put it into the machine, and just wait for it to refill and do what it needs to do. And her and my youngest are the reason why I put the leads in there, because they use it quite a bit when they're out exploring and find animals that they want. Okay, so now that the box is full, I want you to break it and put it into the barrel. And then just wait. Now, if we come down here, we'll be able to see. No, we can't, because I can't open that. And the shulkers are, or the hoppers aren't going to show us too much anyway. So we'll just have to wait until it pops up over here in just a minute. The one thing I did want to do was, as you can see, as the box slowly gets more and more filled up, so it's about half, not half, 2/5 of the way done. I had to do math in my head right there. It was hurting a little bit. It is 2/5 of the way done. But I want to add progress bars, so 5 bars up top that show you the progress of how it's going. So this would be a signal out, this would be a signal out, this one would be a signal out, and that one would be a signal out, and then obviously the final one would just be it done and over with. Now the one thing we can check is, so it's loaded her arrows, it's loaded the leads. I'm assuming it's loaded all of her rockets as well, if I can get over there, which it's looking increasingly unlikely that I will. So yeah, if we look, it's loaded rockets. It's loading moss right now. Oh, it's still loading leads on this side. But as you can see, it is just slowly loading this machine, and very soon, so that's what, 6, yeah, it's over halfway done, right, or almost halfway done right now. So we're just going to wait up top until it gets ready to pop out. All right, it is on its last little bit of redstone down there. It's very hard to see, but as you can see, it is just hit that. So any second now, it is going to trigger the piston, and it's going to pop up my daughter's shulker box full of rockets, which she uses way, way too frequently. Just waiting on this to pop up any second now. I don't want to stop recording and then it trigger and we kind of miss it. I might edit some of this down if I remember to, but I think the biggest thing now is that it's only one side of the thing. There we go. And then it shouldn't have gotten stuck anywhere. Oh, it popped out at the bottom. Damn it. Okay, hold on. All right, so since that didn't work, we're just going to send it through the system again. Let it load, immediately get popped, and then not work again. Why did it not work this time? All right, so we're going to try one more time. I don't know why the hopper didn't pick it up. So it gets broken. There we go. And now she has her shulker box completely filled with her items that she selected. Now, if she uses all of them, all she has to do is come back, refill this up the way she wants it again. So if she uses a ton of rockets and not so much scaffolding or moss, or she can customize this any way she wants. And I'm going to do this with the other block pallets that I had. If we go over here and hit a tree. So if we do this block pallet, we can do 2 or 3 different modules that are set up for different types of building blocks, like wood or redstone components. Now, the downside to this automatic loading design is that this one had 4 separate inputs, so it could do up to 20 different items. This one that I'm currently using is limited to 15, or 3 hoppers, or 15. I don't know why there was fireworks in there. 15 different items. Now, I have thought of doing another design in where we use droppers instead of hoppers. Now, the downside to this is, although that would take it from 15 items that you could potentially load to 27, so a full shulker box of different items, it is much, much slower than the hopper version, because every time this tries to fire an item into the shulker box, if that item that this inventory has is not in the box, it misses that step of launching the item. So it's slower, but the capacity is almost double what the hopper design is. So I'll have to tweak around with this a little bit more. That's what I'm going to work on this weekend, is getting a much nicer design to see how I can make this just maybe even a little bit more compact, maybe add some item filtering into it so that I don't have to deal with too much of the sorting, because after a full box, like we still got a good amount of rockets and everything else, but it would, if every time a box was used from brand new, it would take quite a bit out of the system. If I had just say used half a stack of rockets and I wanted to just fill up half a stack, oop, she didn't take her box. I don't know why I'm not talking. So yep, and I come over here and I've got a full stack again. So, or full stack. I've got a full shulker box again. So I'm going to continue tinkering on this, and uh, if I've come up with any more interesting ideas, I'll include it in this video. If not, I will probably have it in the video for the redstone build of this. All right, so a lot of things have happened. I was finished with the video, thought it was good, all that. Went to look, and I lost my shulker box. All my items were gone. And the reason for that is when you have a piston, and I kind of finished the design here, but when you have a piston pushing the shulker box up, it can launch it up even through hoppers. So what had happened was every once in a while, and it wasn't a guaranteed thing, but when the piston popped the shulker box, sometimes it would end up on top of these hoppers. So I had to come in and redesign all, well, not really redesign all of it. I just took the piston from down here and moved it up here, which meant that I lost a line permanently. So this can only be a 10 item system as is, or if I do the droppers, we can do it, or I can make it, sorry, 18, which is still good. And I think the dropper design is the one I'm going to have to go to for like my redstone box or anything like that. And then I did the progress filling, and I did that all with a whole strew of, let's try to get up here, whole strew of redstone lines running off of the, there was a much easier way. I came up with an easier way to do this even after I did this, but I'm not coming in here and tearing all this apart and doing that again. So still works just like it's supposed to. You take this, chuck it in there. It's even a little bit faster, at least with one part. It's going to be slower on the filling. But yeah, as soon as this gets all the way to there and it finishes filling up the last little stack and a half or however much, it pops it up here and that's it. So I'm going to work on doing the redstone building video for this. That'll probably be Wednesday now. I've had a really rough Saturday with animation, and where'd that spider go? And yeah, so I'm gonna do a little jump back in time with my original ending to the episode, and then I'll probably work on the mountain next. So I was going to finish off this episode working on my mountain, um, but what I have left is just to work on the outer ring and start getting that skeleton in. I've done a lot of the filling in of the front and back, and I just realized I did that during the week and didn't actually. I took screenshots of it, but yeah, the I did the whole front just so I could see what it looks like when it's all said and done. I don't actually think I have a slow falling potion anymore. Let me get over here. Um, but yeah, so with my schedule, everything is a bit on the um, it's just a bit on the rougher side for me. So I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to record videos, play games, be with my kids, all of that stuff. And that's when I'm going to do most of the recording. Now I do play games in the morning during the week because I work in the evenings, but I don't, especially with the kids starting school, and since they're in online school, it's going to be hard for me to record and do stuff while they're doing their schoolwork in the background. So my being as this is Friday, and I spent almost 15 minutes just going over that little contraption there. I wanted to wrap this up, just kind of explaining what my plans for this world or this channel is. And that's going to be, I'm going to try and do Minecraft every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And very potentially stream on the Fused Relativity channel, Twitch channel, or at twitch.tv/Fused Relativity with a Z, just like my channel, Fused Fiction. But I'm not 100% on that yet because that does take a lot of time, and it's just something that I'm going to have to work on. And I'm hoping I'm going to get better at this whole video making thing. I did this 13 years ago. Not 13 years ago. Jesus, I can't do math in my head. 2013. That's what I was looking for. I started my channel in 2012, and I made videos through 2013, maybe into 14, and kind of sporadically every once in a while afterwards. And it's just going to take me a little bit getting back into the groove of making like Minecraft videos. And I want to go over a few more things. I have big plans for this world before 1.18 comes out. But hopefully I'm able to produce on the content. Like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for Minecraft. I want to start playing RimWorld soon. But it just kind of all depends because my time is very limited during the weekend, and I'd rather spend it having fun with my kids, which is usually in Minecraft. And yeah. So hopefully I'm able to get that redstone build video done, and it'll be out on Thursday. Or out on Tuesday, or possibly Sunday. I haven't decided which yet. And hopefully I'm able to do something for Wednesday. I'm thinking I'll probably try and get the rest of the skeleton done of the mountain. Or possibly finish working on this over here. But yeah, it's just all going to depend on what happens, because I've also got the podcast to do. I've got a shirt logo to design. I've got a ton of sticks in this chest. This would have come in handy earlier when I was making all those ladders. But until then, this was DInfinityX. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Or day, I guess I should say, because this comes out at 9 o'clock.